Okay, hello, hi, this is Rani Ahmed with you. Now, in this lesson, we're moving on with Python programming, okay, or how to program in Python. Now, here we'll be talking about the keyboard input, and we're skipping all those to this section in 1511 on page 45 of the book because we need to make our or I want to make the programs more interactive. Okay, so I will open now the IDE3 and we'll open our test file. Okay, so now we're going to talk about how to read input from the keyboard, okay, and putting it into our application. So I'm going to keep this window on the top always. Now there's a function called input like this, which will wait for the user to input some text, which will be like returned to a variable called whatever that you want. Like, as in, for example, if I want to read two numbers and I want to sum them, okay, I can type it like this, print, okay, and say enter number one. First of all, let's type this print. This program adds two numbers, okay, number one, okay, enter the first number, I mean. So entering the first number will make the following. Now here I read the number one as text, which is a variable which can be taken from input. Now just again, anything that starts with a name done directly with an opening parentheses and ends with a closing parentheses, and there might be something between the parentheses, this is called a function. Okay, so you call and the function is like a passage or a sequence of Python lines or whatever programming language lines in combined all under the name of the function. So here, for example, the input. So you'll call only you use the name of the function, which is for example, okay, not necessarily this one, any other function, okay, just use that name. For example, this function called input, which reads the data from the keyboard. Maybe there's another function that you want to use that can read data or calculate some data or whatever, okay? So you don't have to repeat all those statements one more time, like for example what we are doing here, print this, do this, and all those steps you copy instead of copy pasting them, you just call the number and call the function name, and then you use that name to repeatedly call those lines, okay? So it's like a procedure, okay, and you call that procedure, okay, but at the end you might return a value, okay? So the input will return the value that's read from your keyboard, okay? So the type of the data that will come from the function input is called string or a list of characters, okay? So here it's just the numbers that you'll get are not really numbers that you can calculate. Okay, no, they are just like letters, like the A's and B's and C, Z, whatever. Okay, they are not things to calculate. Okay, now to make them or to be able to calculate them, I have to convert them from string to a number. So number 1, okay, equals now either if you want to have it as an integer, you just type like this and number 1 as text, okay, or this is one option, or the second option, we can do this. If I, for example, want to make it as float. Cool? So this way it will be a decimal number. Okay? Now, we repeat this for the second number. And number 2 as text. So this is a comment, of course, this line where I'm editing now, but it's not necessary to change it, but I'm changing it just for the sake of it, okay? Just to keep things in the same way, okay? So this is it. Okay, now I will have to print the output of number 2 plus number 1. So sum equals number number 2 plus number 1 plus number 2. Sequence here, of course, is between and the sum. It's not important. It's just for the sake of explanation. Okay, I'm concentrating on these little notes just for you to like, some people don't take them into consideration because some people are not that open-minded, or some maybe they are not that like, they may think, oh, it must be like this. No, it doesn't have to be. Okay, I know it's an addition, but some people are like that. Okay, they're so sensitive like this. Okay, so now I can now print the sum of number 1 and number 2 is, and let me just move this like here. Okay, and we put print sum. Cool. And save. Okay, now running this, let's paste this, okay, the interpreter, and then run. Okay, now I have a problem. This is a syntax error. Okay, so why? Because I didn't close the quotation. Okay, I opened the quotation here, the first line here, and I did not close it. So that's why I get this error. Okay, so I save it again and press F5 just to run it. And here it asks me to enter the first number, so I put 20. Okay, 5.5 for example, because I used float. Okay, and the sum is 25.5. Okay, I can run it as much as I want. Press F5. Okay, and here. Okay. Okay, so this is the way to read data or text or whatever. So if you have numbers and you want to deal with the input as a number, please use the function int or the function float. Okay, just to convert it from a number into an from a number as a text to a real number that you can really compute with. Okay. Now there's another way of using the function input, okay, which is instead of using this here, for example, please enter the first number, okay, we can just skip this, okay, and copy this string and put it inside here, okay, and it's very much the same, okay. You don't have to type print then input, okay. So this is another version of input, okay, and we'll change this as second, okay, and I will F5 this and see it's the same. So I can put, for example, 2 and 3, okay. Now why didn't it go to the second line here? Like you see here it's enter first number, and it did not go to a new line where I can type, for example, the 20, or here I typed 2 just beside it. Why? Because there are characters which you use to print new lines, okay, or some signs, okay, in the code. So if you type here anywhere in a string, okay, not necessarily in the input, okay, here this is a string, you know, this is a string, okay, this is a string, of course, okay, here too, all those are strings because they are between two quotations. So there is a signal or like a character that you put, which is /n. If you put this, it will break the line, okay. So look with me, this time the last one, it did not break the line, okay. So I'll do this, and as you see here, the first input will have a line break here, okay, a new line signal, okay, but the second one doesn't, okay. So you see the difference now, okay. So here the first number is 5, okay, see it's here, I have to type it below, okay, not here, okay, I have to write it here, okay, the 5. So type 5, and next time, see there's no new line after the words enter second number, okay. So I can type 2 here and get the 7. Cool. So this is just a way to put a new line, okay. Now if you want tabs, okay, there's /t, it can give you a space of 8 characters, for example, okay. There's also /r, which makes the cursor, for example, the cursor in the text here, it's now here, okay, beside this r. Now if you want, you can make the cursor go backward to the start of the line, okay, using /r, and you can overwrite all the characters that are there, okay. We'll see in some time when we reach loops how can we benefit from /r. We can make like a progress bar, okay, something with a percentage number, okay. So there's also /b or a, okay, there's also /a. All those are escaped characters, okay, we call them escaped character with a slash. If you want to print this slash, you have to type it one more time, okay. Now as long as we learned how to write a program with input and output, we can just go right on to the exercises here and start making our own program, okay. And we start with the exercises over here, okay. So he's telling you that n equals 42 is legal. What about 42 equals n. Okay, now this is not equal, by the way, as we said, okay, in the previous lesson. This is an assignment. This is where you take that box, okay, which you called it n, and you put in it put inside that box the value 42. Now, according to the syntax rules of Python, you cannot start a variable with a variable name, okay, or that box name with a number, okay. You have to start it with a character. So that's why 42 is illegal, okay. 42 assigned this way here, 42 assigned as n is illegal, okay. You should put a number, a character before the 4 here, okay. Now, how about x is assigned as y, which is assigned as 1? This can work, okay. Let me show you, okay, and you can test it. Now, let's minimize this. So, let's say I say x is 0, cool, and y is also 0, okay. Now, print x, of course, will give you 0, and print y will give you 0. Now, if I say x is assigned as y is assigned as 1, okay, if I print x, okay, it will give me 1. How come? X is 1, okay? And if I print y, this means y is 1. So what has happened? What happened is that 1 is given to y, so the box of y is 1, and now the box of x is given the value of the box of y, okay? So this means that this way you can copy from variables the assignments. Okay, let's try from ourselves 3 assignments for the same number. Let's say a equals b equals c equals 1. Okay, this can work. See? So if I print, you can print this way. Okay, let me skip. Okay, see, you can do it this way. Okay, so you can say a, b, c. Okay, see, all of them are now 1. Cool. If I want, I can also repeat that and say a equals b equals c equals 2. Okay, and I can say now they are all 2. So this is a way to assign as much as you want of variables in a single line, okay, with the same value. Now, in some languages, every statement ends with a semicolon. What happens if you put a semicolon at the end of a Python statement? Now, let's test our code here. Let's say I put here a semicolon at the first line, okay, and I save it, okay. Now, for example, in C, Java, Perl, PHP, all those languages, they usually end with a semicolon, okay, for each statement, okay. So I'm gonna run this, and I'm gonna run it, okay. So it worked, okay. Let me okay. I run it back one more time, just in case you did not see it. Okay, so see, it works. There's nothing or no problem with adding a semicolon at the end of the statement, okay, or any of those statements. Okay. If you want to close the app anytime, you just press Ctrl C. Ctrl C. And you can interrupt the application. There's nothing wrong with that. Cool? Now, what if you put a period at the end of a statement? Okay? Now, generally, most applications, like 99% of them, maybe in Pascal, the last line, which is the end, Okay, the end statement with a dot. It must end with a dot. Okay, that's what I remember. Okay, but Pascal is not our talk here, okay, or not our discussion. So if I put the full stop like this, okay, and I just run this application or this program and see there's a syntax error. Okay, that's very clear. Okay, because of the red line here. And there's that message. So it's an invalid syntax. Cool. Now, another thing. Let's go back to the exercises. And in math notation, okay, you can multiply x, y like this. What happens in Python if I do it this way, x, y, directly without a multiplication sign? Okay, this will mean that x, y is not a variable, is not a multiplication. Okay, it's a variable name. Cool. It will not work in Python without testing it. This is a name, simply. Okay. Now let's make a new app. Okay, where it can calculate the volume of a sphere. Okay. Now here. Please, when I write a code, please imitate my code, okay? Try to change the variable names, try to make mistakes to understand what's going on, okay? Without making mistakes, you won't understand what's going on, okay? So I'm going to change this, and this program calculates the volume of the sphere, of a sphere. Okay, now radius. Let's say type it like this. Cool. T radius, or text radius, which is the length of the radius, okay, of the sphere. Okay, how from which is the length from the center of the sphere till its periphery. Okay, so input, and we can just type like this, and just say enter the value, the sphere radius, length, okay, and we keep it like this. You can. It's better that you put a space, okay, just to keep the entry a little bit farther from this line, okay. And I'm gonna leave it to be on the same to be entered on the same line of this here. And then I'm gonna change this text radius into a number radius. Okay, so like a radius as a number. So radius equals float. Okay, txt radius. Okay, and then there is a pi, which is this here. He has given us the value, the formula for calculating the value of the volume of a sphere. Okay, now the pi is this letter. Okay, this one, and it is 3.14 something. Okay, so I'm gonna keep it simple like this. Okay, the second decimal, and so volume is equal to 4/3, okay, times pi times r times r times r, because it's pi r cubed. See, r cubed here. Okay, which means r is multiplied by itself 3 times. Okay, so that's it. And so and I can type now print here volume. So sphere volume is equal to something. Okay, now this way, when I run the app or the code, okay, so I press like this, go to run module. So here I can type, for example, he asked me to get the value of the sphere volume when it is what? 5. Okay, so what's the volume of the sphere when with the radius equals 5? So I can do this. Okay. Okay, r is not defined. I used r. I should have used radius. Okay, so that's wrong. Okay, so here it's not. It should be a radius. Why? Because I defined it as a radius over here. Okay, there's no r. If you want, you can change it as r. Doesn't matter, but you have to be consistent in the names. Cool. So I can rerun the app. And I can type here 5. And this is the sphere volume. Cool. So please, also we have the second example here, second exercise. Okay, suppose the cover price of a book is 24.5. Okay, but the bookstore get a 40% discount. Okay, so shipping costs $3 for the first copy of and 75 cents for each additional copy. What's the total wholesale cost for 60 copies? But, okay, so we can do this. Cover price. First of all, let's define a variable. So cover price is equal to how much? 24.5. Okay. Now, cover price now is cover price. Cool. Please get used to make cover underscore price. Okay, just to make your code readable. It's very important to make your code readable. And now after discount, is equal to cover price, okay, minus 0.4, which is the 40%, times the cover price. Okay, so this is after discount. So I can now print after discount. Okay. Now, shipping costs is $3 for the first copy and 75 cents for each additional copies. Okay, so what we can do is just for now, because this is if I want to make it flexible, it has to have conditionals. Okay, but we did not reach that yet, but I'm going to do it in a way that you should imagine. Please enter at least 2 as the number of copies. Okay, so oh, and here it has to be what? An integer. It doesn't have to be or it must not be a float. This is a number. Okay, this is a count. Okay, so don't count 1.5. Okay, you are counting the number of books here. Okay, not some measurement of weight or some measurement of length. Okay, so yeah, number of our copies, let's say, equals int and txt number of copies. Okay, now we got the number of copies. Now the shipping cost, okay, will be shipping costs, okay, will be 3 plus 0.75, because we're talking here about cents, and $3 for the first copy. Okay, see, $3 for the first copy and 75 cents for every additional book, okay, or additional copy. So here minimum 2 must type, okay, minimum so times what? 1 our copies, okay, minus 1. Cool. And so you can print now the shipping cost, okay, comma shipping cost, and then now you can print the total. So the total, okay, cost equals what? We got the after discount plus the shipping cost. Okay, so after discount plus shipping cost. Okay, and I can print now, print total cost equals total cost. Cool. Now you can, if you want, test the compilation of this module. Okay, so it runs perfectly, so I can just, checking for every syntax. Okay, so run the code. Now it says here the cover price is 25 or 24.95. now after discount, this is how much. Now how many copies I have? For example, 3 here. Okay, so I deduct the first one, so I get 2 and multiply by 75%. Okay, and add the $3. Okay, so this is the shipping cost. Okay, and this is the total cost. Cool. Try to solve the second one if you want. Okay, the third, number 3 here. Okay, it should be easy for you to do. Cool. So this is all about variables, input, reading data. Now we're going to do the more serious stuff, and I hope you enjoyed this lesson. Thanks for watching. Bye. Okay guys, I just joined this concatenated this video with the previous explanation. There is a mistake. Please just fix it as here the total cost per copies. I should have multiplied the number of copies, okay, with the after discount. Okay, then I can add. Okay, unlike what happened previously. Cool. So please fix that, so you can say I have 60 copies and this is the price of 60 copies. Okay, like here. Okay, 60 copies, and then you add the shipping costs to them. Okay, like we did, and that's all. Thanks for watching, guys. I'm very sorry. Bye.